It's that, you have a really great Saturday, you've, probably been out, seen the family, done everything, and you wake up on a Sunday morning and tomorrow is Monday, and you've got that feeling in the pit of your stomach that is, tomorrow. And truly it affects people all day, and it's a phenomenon that everyone can talk about, and they get more and more miserable as Sunday evening goes on. And what was also really interesting, when I was an executive headhunter, I knew the best time to make a call was Sunday night, because that's when people were really vulnerable and were ready to go back to work the next day and thinking, hang on, there's something else I could do. So Sunday night calls, absolutely golden. I work with in either side of my business. I encourage people to look at both sides of their life, so their work life and their home life. And in the model I use, we've got 2 stars with all points on them, and one's your life star and the other one's your work star. And on those stars, we work out all the things that are really, really important to you. And having the right job, if the home life isn't balanced, because it's a fantastic job but you're working 16 hours a day, you get no time off, you're not valued in the right way. So it can be an amazing job, but if you're not valued, then it's not the right job, is it? So, it's making sure that that's right, and it's also making sure that home works with work. It's got to be a holistic piece. Neither can stand up in its own right. They've gone to work on a Monday morning, and from the night before, they've been dreading it. So the Sunday scaries take over, and they just don't want to be there. Or the alternative is that something's happened at work and they haven't been able to impact something that they know they could have done really well, because they're not in the right place, or they've not been able to lead the team and they want to lead. But then there can be the other part, that they are a CEO, a COO, and they know they're not getting the best out of their people. And they think, why is this? What could I do to make that better? And that's often where we start. So if I'm working on sort of on the career coaching side of my business, that can mean obviously they then go on to, they get the job that they really want. They work out what they want to start with, because often they don't even know that when they begin. So they'll go and get the job that they really want in the organisation they really want. Sometimes they might decide the job's actually okay and they just need to set up a side hustle, or perhaps they need some personal development to make them more comfortable with where they're working. So it can be so many things as to what a person needs when they've been through that one-to-one development. And I do that as well inside organisations. So I might go and work inside a business and work with some of the senior leadership team to make sure that they are in the right job, they're on the right career path. Maybe they're getting somebody ready to be on main board, they're in an ops board, or maybe it's someone in the organisation, the managerial team, and they see enormous potential for them, and so they want to invest in them to get them to the right place. So, at the end of it, what we always hope is that everybody is feeling really good about going into work with a spring in their step. That's my favourite expression. If you're not going into work with a spring in your step, you've probably got something, that's not quite firing in the right way for what you're doing. Mainly I'm working with a senior leadership team, and they are wanting to get the absolute best out of their people. And often that's, there might be an SME that has grown their business really successfully as a founder, but now they've got to a point when they haven't actually probably run a big team with lots of different, it doesn't have to be that big, a lot of the business I work with have got 25 to 50 people, and so they might have 4 or 5 senior people in their organisation, but they're not sure how to get the best out of those people. So we'll often start with something like a 360 to find out what the team are feeling. what is actually happening in there. And then we might then start to look at people's strengths. We'll use something like a VIA, Strength Scope type of report to see where are people's strengths in the organisation, how can we use those, are they being used most effectively? You know, are people being allowed to shine inside that business? It can be very easy as a leader of a business, can't it, to think that you know everything and you know exactly the way it's got to be, but learn to really value your team, and that's the way, you know, we go about it. So I can sit in on board meetings, sit in on leadership meetings and, you know, work it all out with them, what's going to be the best way forward.